All right, well, the packs are up. This is the semifinals match between PantsOfFury and a Rooster. We got Quick Supply Giant Spec for Pants, and we got Supply Spec Cost Control, basically from Rooster. Looks like we're taking the economics builds. Pants takes Quick Supply Fang Phoenix, and Rooster takes Cost Control Crawler Phoenix. Pants has Jump Drive, a Launcher Overload, and EMP on his Phoenix, Ignite on his Fang. Rooster has Acid on his Crawlers, along with EMP Elite Shield. So it looks like Pants wants more chaff and a Mustang to deal with the Crawlers. And I think Pants is a player that likes to play both like aggro and standard, but I think recently he's preferring standard. He feels more comfortable there, at least this patch. So this should be interesting to see. Pants also is definitely a War Factory enjoyer. He was doing War Factory before most people on ladder were. So I'm sure he knows the ins and outs of that. Probably more comfortable with War Factory gaming compared to Rooster. I know Rooster has been doing, I mean, basically everyone on ladder has been doing War Factory, but I would imagine Pants has a little bit more experience there. So we're doubling up our Phoenixes one side and helping out the Mustang. This is some good positioning here. Cost control. Also, you're seeing the breakpoint. Can't one-shot a Mustang, unfortunately. So that's actually very beneficial for Pants. Pants did use most of his quick supply monies. I think he saved 50 because he bought a Fang and unlocked a Mustang. Yes, I believe these two players have not played each other much or often because, well, Rooster's like EU and Pants usually plays like really late NA hours. Well, he's a West Coast, so not as late, but really late for me at least. So I'm assuming, yeah, they don't know each other's playstyle too much. Yeah, like he's 3 hours behind. So probably he lives in, what, Cali or something? Getting a skip from Rooster. And Pants is probably debating. He's probably going to skip. It's very likely he skips here. Maybe Assault Fang, maybe. I don't know. Both taking skips. So Pants has not spent his money yet, but we're getting 2 Mustangs from Rooster. Help clear out the Fangs a little bit faster here. And Mustangs are just good units, so you definitely want them late game. And Pants, of course, buying another Mustang, placing it in the middle where he's nice and safe from all the arc lights to clear out all the crawler packs. So triple Mustangs from Pants. Basically, each player did the same thing. 2 Mustangs. Both saving 100. And make sure to take an attack. Both parties actually take attack here. He would probably get defense for the arc light breakpoint, but he doesn't have to worry about that since he's playing cost control. So Pants' Mustangs are just better than Rooster's Mustangs. So this should allow him to clean up pretty fast here. Of course, he wins left side since most of his resources, or majority of his resources, are spent there. All right, Rooster immediately takes heavy armor. So I would imagine he's going into some form of giant. And he buys 2 Stormcallers, which is really good into his board. He needs shield break, and it's just good for taking out the Fangs off rip and punishing the Mustangs. Looks like Pants wants to skip and also buys 2 Stormcallers. And I like Pants's Stormcaller positioning. Pants doesn't generally like just default into like normal positioning. He usually tries to like take advantage of certain weaknesses on the other board by positioning his Stormcaller like right in front. Like this Stormcaller might get hit off rip or off the crawlers, so I like it here. And this missile is pretty yikes for Pants. Takes out 200 supply. But see, this initial Storm Volley just wrecks Rooster's entire board. So I like that. That's going to be a hard problem to solve. That's going to require, like, any positioning errors in standard like that require extra deployments and put you behind. So that's going to be definitely rough for Rooster to fix. And negative 50s on the missile, but it was a pretty valuable missile. Allows them to win left side. Get some Mustang experience, which is very important in the mirror. Still a pretty even matchup here. The longer this game goes, I think the better it is for Pants, just due to Pants' units just being better since he's not cost control. But Rooster does have the economics here every round. Barrier Vulcan could be interesting for both sides. Preemptive Barrier for Melter could be interesting. Rooster opts to take the barrier, likely putting it on Vulcan. And looks like Rooster's buying 2 more Stormcallers. So definitely giving Pants a reason to go AM Mustang or AM War Factory. And he techs Firestorm. So Pants definitely already sees this and he's like, yeah, I'm just going to War Factory here. Well, it should be a pretty strong round for Rooster. Both parties have low HP already. Around, well, low. They have 3k. Taking our levels, taking the range, and taking a big juicy missile strike. Missile strike should get like $600 of value. And looks like Pants is trying to guess a missile strike and plops down a shield. He really needs his Mustangs alive to help with clear. Get some experience, of course. So I'm assuming Pants is trying to save probably for War Factory round 5 is my guess. So he's going to go for a mobile beacon that's going to be insanely high value since there's going to be new Stormcallers getting distracted by it. And Pants saves 200, leaving him with 1,200 next round. So with a skip, he could buy AM War Factories. We will see. So this fire is going to do a decent amount of work here. But it is killing a lot of his team as well. So this fire isn't that insane. Like, it's decent, but it does Also take out his crawlers, some of his Mustangs. So Pants is sitting, I think, in a pretty comfortable position here. He just has to adjust the fire. He's got better Mustangs. He's got range Mustangs. He's up on HP. And Junior and Deployment are up. And Pants skips, so it's immediately War Factory. So Pants is the War Factory gamer. He will be going War Factories. And Rooster is taking Junior, which is not going to be beneficial into War Factory. Like, you may make your money back, but it's going to be a tempo loss here. Looks like Rooster's selling off his Phoenix. Wait, no, that was a Pants sold a Phoenix to buy Phoenix Summoning. Interesting that he buys Phoenix and not AMs. Like, you don't want, ideally, you don't want to tech AM device. Only if it's very, very concerning. He would prioritize summons and just close out the game here. So I would imagine this round goes to Pants. And Rooster is saving 2 items for Giants. Has yet to use it. And takes Junior. So he's like very behind. Like, he's playing the long game, it seems. And he's down to 2,000 HP against War Factory. And there's very likely that there's no long game here. But we do take subterranean crawlers, which will slow down Pants' clear and also keep his crawlers alive through the fire. But this this mobile beacon pulls a lot of the Mustangs into the flames since he doesn't even have range tech. Oh, he does have range tech. Okay, wow. His Mustangs are still dying anyways. So most of his Mustangs die, but it's still enough to clear most of the chaff. And of course, Big Daddy War Factory with 184k HPs does not die. So Rooster's basically down to 1 shot here. 1.1k HP. Obviously not a position you want to be in going into countering War Factory, because usually it takes a couple turns to get on your feet. So Rooster opts to skip, doesn't care about anything. He needs to get down some Vulcans is his choice for a Melter, or for the War Factory counter with Ignite. No range, just Ignite. And the benefit of a lot of Pants' chaff being fangs, it's not that good for Vulcan. Like Vulcan, like crawler chaff, Vulcan just cleans everything up because the crawlers just run in and die. But at least fang chaff takes a lot longer to die. So Pants is probably debating, does he want speed or does he want instant? Probably looking for speed and then skip. Or skip at least. Is my read. He's probably going to start borrowing here and just buy another factory. With the ball summoning. So we're going Phoenix and ball summoning. We don't really care about AMs. We just want more produce. More production, and we're doubling up on one side. We're not worrying about going left side, right side. We're just going to move beacon straight to tower, make sure we get it down and produce as much garbage as possible. So it's very likely that this Vulcan just absolutely gets punted in the face, unfortunately. Double tech for 1 Vulcan. Will it be enough? He buys a bunch of Phoenixes, though, to help deal with the chaffs, help deal with the balls. Ignite is going off, but it's unfortunately not going to be enough. And game 1 is going to PantsOfFury. War Factory is fun, balanced, and amazing. But a pretty clean match from Pants here. Pretty clean board. Nothing was wasted. Alright. We've got supply spec, economics versus aerial spec. Only good thing about aerial spec is it's got HP. That's about it. Basically a mirror comp again. Similar positioning from Pants, except we got arc lights now. Rooster was kept on the back pedal the whole time, yeah. He was also punished for his Mustang positioning. So he had positioning issues, along with eco issues, along with being cost control. Though diss my aero spec, it makes Wraith slightly less awful. Yeah, it's not a big pile of garbage, it's just a slightly large pile of garbage. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, Cat. Alright, we've got a skip from Pants. None of these items seem interesting, really, if you're going War Factory. So, right back at it. We got Storm Colors to take out the Fangs. Help with Shield Break. Makes Improved Wasps pretty good, too. Yeah, pretty good. To still lose hard into Mustang. True, true. Very real. Alright, Rooster taking heavy armor, so likely putting it on some type of giant, obviously. And we're just going for Infinity Chaff. I think he would likely want Stormcallers here. But maybe he's got a new plan. Maybe he wants to be the War Factory gamer. I'd imagine this round goes to Pants just due to the Stormcallers, but we'll see if the chaff is enough to slow things down. All right, round 2 going to Pants. Turns out Fang Chaff is not enough to win a round. But long term, it's good to have a lot of chaff, but he's taking a lot of HP damage here. Probably going to skip for Pants, I would imagine. Rooster opts for Senior Man and goes for Fang Range. So that's interesting. Fang Range into Storm Colors. His Fangs are still going to die. There's not much to clear for Pants also. So maybe he's looking for Senior Man, or like he took Senior Man for either Fortresses or War Factory. But usually you don't take Senior Man for War Factory. So we're taking Mustangs to help clear out the Fangs faster and buying another Stormcaller in the middle to take out the Fangs off rip. Interesting that he shields and worried about Orbital not taking too much HP damage. I respect it. And we're getting some Fang pull here. Don't necessarily know what this accomplishes, other than slowing down the Mustangs' Phoenixes. But it does allow some of his Fangs to clear up without dying to the Mustang. Stormcallers though, cleaning up all the Fangs. Mustangs taking out the rest. And round 3 going to Pants. So I'll be curious to see what Rooster's plans is for the Giants here. Haste module likely to go on a Mustang for Pants. Exactly. Haste module picked up for both sides. So maybe the haste module is for the Vulcan. Maybe it's for... I don't know what necessarily haste module is going on. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Okay, so Rooster said, fuck this standard Andy stuff. We're going to rush. We are going to rush. And by rush, I mean have all the fangs in the back and then Rhinos in the front. This may work for a round, but... seems pretty ballsy to do. A blendy. Pants now selling off an arc. Buying more Mustangs with range. Looks like he's probably saving for factory. And factory will also just own this Rhino push. Haste module goes on the back Mustang. Since it's dealing with flank, it'll allow it to come in the fight a little bit faster here. Looks like Rhino should get tower. And we're getting firestorms from Pants here. Kill all the fangs a little bit faster. I beat Munqst 2-1. I got mass prod sledges. And bought 4 rounds with deployment spec, basically. Until the match ended. Alright, the Rhino does get tower. But shield is still up. So Pants is looking very comfortable here. I don't think he's too threatened about this Rhino just because he plans to go War Factory anyways. So the Rhino's just going to get absolutely bonked on. All right, we got some decent items here. Amp core intensive training from both sides. Probably likely a skip from Pants unless he wants intensive training for a factory. And then Rooster might debate amp core or intensive training. Looks like Pants wants the amp core. And it looks like Rooster was just baiting with the Rhino rush, and he's just going into Fortress of his own. Interesting that he goes for this tempo play, investing into Elite, and then buying 2 Rhinos to then just sell them off. So Birdie, it is a costly bait, but it may just get the same response. Alright, interesting. We're actually going for Phoenixes here. He does not have charge shot on his Phoenix, so it's interesting that he's choosing to go down that path, because if for some reason Rooster were to commit into Rhino, Photon would own basically. But Blue Phoenixes should do enough here with the missile. And I would imagine Rooster hits anti-air potentially. But these are improved fortresses, so these guys are pretty beefy. They've got 50% more HP. But they still drop to Blue Phoenixes. Since there's not too much chaff on the field after the Firestorms go in, the Phoenixes end up doing a lot of work here. So Rooster's likely wanting to get shields, but he also has to deal with the air a little bit better. I would imagine he's going for shield, though. And Pants is probably going to sell the Phoenix and go for a Melter. Rooster in an uncomfortable spot here. 646 HPs. Every spell in the game will probably take you out. The econ thing would be to take Giant Hunter, but you probably want to skip and just handle the response. Maybe take anti-hack, maybe take redeploy. Looks like Rooster's going for the redeploy. Rhino in the Anus, which is, it is wide open, so this could be getting tower debuff here. Pants wants to move his Phoenix to a better spot, and he just techs range. He doesn't really care about the fortresses, it seems. He thinks he has enough HP damage to plow these guys through. He's winning the board pretty hard, so maybe he thinks we can get away with it. We will see if this is enough, though. These are improved fortresses, so they have 128 HP for one with heavy, 76 for the normal one. So they are pretty scary. A lot of HP essentially also with the barrier. So, oh, this Phoenix, since it has range, it does actually turn around here. So this Rhino play won't do much. But Senior Man is paying off for Rooster here. He already made his monies back. He profited 50 bucks. It looks like Pants sells off the arc lights because we don't want those units. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Phoenixes to take out 3 fortresses. Will it be enough? One has Amp Core though, so hitting for 11k. Yeah, it just absolutely owned the spawning in Rhino. But the fortresses are running in here. Looks like this should be the end of Rooster's run. Another clean match from Pants here. Mustangs are indeed good units. Well played by Rooster, or by Pants, and also of course by Rooster, but this was a pretty one-sided game, unfortunately. He went for some shenanigans. Shenanigans don't pay off for a round, but then he pivots into Fortress. It felt like he was always on the back foot. But GG's, GG's. GG's.